ethnic festivals.
Well, Bob Sykes has completed his warm-up tosses, waiting for a batter to face, and it's going to be Frank White, who is kind of an odd scheme. He often bats in the last position in the batting order, and this afternoon, he's up in the leadoff spot against the left-hander Sykes. It's Tiger Day, and here's an old Tiger at the microphone to bring you the play-by-play, Ernie Harwell.
Shall I growl at him? Why not? Why not? Here's White at the plate. Thank you very much, Paul. Sykes delivers, and it is a ball low, ball one. Frank White, right-hand batting second baseman, leading it off, hitting .277, 2 home runs, 16 runs batted in for Frank. He swings and fouls it away. Watch out, in and out. Well, we'll get the white handkerchief out, and Paul Carey will now surrender to the folks here. 1-1. That's the count on White. Hal McRae waiting on deck. Sykes into the windup, delivers. Here's a cut and a miss on a breaking ball. In close on him, 1-2 on the leadoff man. Outfield straight up, the infield back with 2 strikes on him. He swings and strikes out. He tipped it to the mitt of Milt May, and the first man up strikes out. Here's Hal McRae. Hal hitting .284, 30 RBIs and 8 home runs. Right-hand batter bats out of the crouch. Swings as a base hit to left field. He laid into that first pitch, hits it to left, makes a big turn and holds at first base on a single as Kemp fired the ball back into Trammell, the shortstop. Now the Royals get a man on with 1 down, and it'll bring up George Brett. Brett, the left-hand batting third baseman, a .308 batter. George not only plays third base, he does a pregame show with Minnie Matthews on the weekend. They have the George Brett Show. Man on first, 1 man out. The game's just started here on a sunshiny Saturday in Detroit. Tigers won the opening game last night. They did not gain on their eastern rivals, however. Yankees, Boston, and Baltimore all won in their late games on the coast. Here's the set now by Sykes. And the pitch, Brett swings and doesn't get it. Strike 1. Batting champion year before last, George Brett. Opens up his stance just slightly. Outfield is straight away on George. Here's a pitch. He takes the ball. It's low. 1-1 the count on Brett. Amos Otis, hitting in the cleanup spot, is on deck. Amos was used only as a pinch batter last night, recovering from an injured Achilles tendon. Sykes appears in the May to get the sign. Brett waits on a 1-1 delivery. Cuts in, it's a bounding ball to Thompson. Touches first, 1 out, throw to second. It is a double play as Trammell puts the tag on McRae. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Nobody left at the end of the half inning. Kansas City nothing. The Tigers are coming to bat.
When can you afford to throw money away?
Not when I shop.
Not when I drive.
Not when I go to the bank.
Small change can add up to big dollars. That's why there's a big difference between City National Bank and those other banks that charge you for writing checks.
Nobody, cause nobody has got, for City National Bank has got.
Only City National Bank saves you money with combo checking. Keep a minimum $200 in checking or savings. You write all your checks without charge. All your checks without charge. Combo checking. No other bank in Michigan has it.
No statement fee.
No charge per check.
At City National Bank, I feel terrific because I'm not throwing money away.
Don't throw your money away. Open a City National Bank charge-free checking account now.
Who's got it? Nobody, cause City National Bank.
Also available at National Bank of Rochester and First Citizens Bank in Troy.
That's Paul's great business station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Jimmy Lance leads your bunch to lunch. Monday through Friday mornings from 10 to noon here at America's great radio station, WJR Detroit.
Mr. Bill Kahn sent us a note about Mr. Grover Wallace in Harrisville, Michigan. That's the home of the late Kai Kyler, who's a member of the Baseball Hall of Fame. Mr. Grover Wallace celebrating a birthday, a long-time Tiger fan who goes back to the days of the famous Ty Cobb, and we send a special salute out to him. Also, today is the 50th anniversary date for Mr. and Mrs. Al Hamister of Marine City, Michigan. We salute them. A birthday greetings to Mrs. Eliza Johnson of Mill Creek Meadows in Sarney, Michigan, celebrating number 91. And we're glad to welcome to Tiger Stadium today a large group of loyal Tiger fans from the Methodist Men's Club of Clio, Michigan. Here's Whitaker now to lead it off for the Tigers. Dennis Leonard, the right-hander, 20-game winner last year on the mound, delivers. Here's a fly ball left center field. Coming over is Otis. He can't reach it. It's a base hit, and Whitaker leads off the Tiger first for the single. Talking with George Brett before the game, and he told me, he said, I've got a lot of admiration for Whitaker, the way he hung in there last night against the left-hander split-off. He didn't intimidate him. Here's Kemp at the plate now. Steve hitting .289, 3 home runs, 21 RBIs. Whitaker on with a leadoff single against Dennis Leonard. Leonard with a usual variety of pitches. He's got a slider and a curve and a fastball and a changeup. Kemp trying to dig in at the plate. Leonard won 20 and lost 12 last year. One of the 3 20-game winners in the history of the Royals. Splitoff, who pitched last night, is one of the other ones, and the other one is Busby, who's been off and on the injured list the last couple of years. Now the set by the right-hander, Leonard. He delivers, and Kemp takes the strike. It was a curve across. Leonard, first full season with Kansas City was 75. He won 15. The next year he went up to 17 wins, and last year made it 20. So improvement all along in his 3 years of work with the Royals. Little toss over to first and Whitaker back in time. No score first inning at Tiger Stadium. Good turnout, a very enthusiastic crowd here this sunshiny day. And the pitch is a ball low to Kemp, the count even 1-1. Jim McKeon is the plate umpire this afternoon. Greg Kosk at first, Jerry Newdecker at second. George Maloney is the man stationed behind third. Whitaker lengthens his lead at first, draws a throw to Hurdle, gets back safely. Dennis Leonard, born in Brooklyn, he grew up on Long Island. First came into baseball in '72. Flips it to first again, and that one almost got by Hurdle, but he managed to glove it. Whitaker back safely. Breeze is blowing away from the plate toward the outfield, mostly toward left to left center. There's a fly ball. If it hits center field, Otis, who can go get him, is going deep, and he won't get this one. It is off the flagpole, and rounding third, Whitaker falls down to throw back, and he is out at third base. Whitaker slipped as he rounded third and was out. Kemp with a long double into center field, staying at second. It's the second game in a row in which a Tiger runner has slipped after rounding a base and been tagged out. It happened to Watkins yesterday.
Lou was a little too cautious on that drive. He was down shy of second, looking at the ball. Otis had turned his back on it. Lou still felt Otis had a chance to catch it. As a result, Lou couldn't make it home.
Here's Rusty Staub at the plate now with a man at second and one man down. Tremendous double by Kemp. And the pitch to Rusty is a ball that gets away from Wathan, the catcher, and on to third will go Kemp. The scoring on that other play was the center fielder to the second baseman to the third baseman, 8-4 to 5 to nip Whitaker at third base. Wathan is charged with a pass ball. He and Leonard must have had some kind of a mix-up on the signals because that pitch was not at all wide. Now they're having a little conversation between the mound and home plate. Man on third. Let's see how they'll play the infield now. They're back on the right, up a little bit on the left on Rusty. Two hits for the Tigers. They've got a man at third. There's a foul out of play. Up above the broadcast booth for Kansas City, Denny Matthews, Fred White, and their engineer, Ed Shepard, are working over there. One and one, they count on Staub. Leonard pitches. Here's a swing and a miss. Big breaking ball down around the knees. That was a tough one to handle. Thompson waits on deck. The Tigers trying to get ahead here. No score. First inning. They're pulling the infield in all the way now for KC. Now the stretch by Leonard. The right-hander ready. Delivers. It's a bounding ball to first base. Hurdle has it. Checks the runner back to third. Kemp and makes the play at first to get Staub. Playing the infield in. The Royals get the ground ball to first base for the out. No advance. And the batter will be Jason Thompson. Oh, Rusty went up there batting .291. Jason hitting .285 with 13 home runs and 33 runs batted in. Not quite ready. Now he digs in to face the right-hander Leonard. Kemp down the line from third. Leonard to the set position. Delivers. Thompson looks at the ball in close. Ball one. Wathan the catcher. Brett at third. Washington at short. They've got White at second and Hurdle at first. Of the KC outfield, Zeb in left. Otis in center. Cowens in right. Breeze blowing out toward the outfield. The pitch is a strike. He got a hard curve over. 1-1. No other games to report on yet. There are a few in the afternoon, but they've not reported in. No score here in Detroit. And Thompson takes a very wide pitch. 2-1, the count on Jason. And the youngsters yelling, "We want to hit." Breeze is pretty strong blowing out. There's a curve over for a strike. 2-2. Thompson turns and says a word or two to the umpire, Jim McKeon. Leonard looking in to get his sign from Wathan. Now takes his time. He stretches. He pitches. It is a line shot. Base hit to right to get the run in. Kemp coming in to score. The Tigers lead 1-0 on a 2-out single by Jason Thompson. There is the test of a real hitter. What can the man do with a man at third base and 2 out? And what can he do with 2 strikes on him? And Thompson answered both of those questions as he laced a line single to right field to get the Tigers in front. Here's Milt May stepping in. Milt hitting .303 with 7 homers and 21 RBIs. Two down, man at first base. The outfield around the right on Milt. Leonard sets and pitches. It is a high, hard one, ball one. 1-0 Detroit leads first inning. Here it comes. He takes the strike. That one hit the outside corner. Hurdle holding on the bag with Thompson. That gives May a little bit more of a target to hit into. Between Hurdle and White, the second baseman. He's deep on the grass and right. And May backs off an inside fastball. Makes the count 2-1. Tim Corcoran waiting at the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Set by Leonard, delivers. Here's a pop-up back at shortstop. Washington backpedals on the grass in left field, and one-hands it, going backwards. So the Tigers are out, but they get a run to take the lead. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 1 man left. At the end of 1, Detroit 1, Kansas City 0.
Christina Ford is a woman with a lot to say. And in this Sunday's Detroit News, she says it all. In an exclusive copyrighted interview with Margie Coons, she talks about how she met Henry Ford II, how Charles Revson proposed to her, how she feels about the media, gossipers, women, marriage, and wife. This is the first interview Christina has granted since her separation. Don't miss it in this Sunday's Detroit News. For home delivery, call 222-2600. Reading the Detroit News AM edition can make you smarter, and from now until June 30th, richer, with a new game called Joker Poker. You play it like poker, with cards that appear Monday through Friday in the AM edition of the News. 2 of a kind could win you $50. A Royal Flush, $5,000. Joker Poker. No purchase necessary. Rules and entries available through the Detroit News or in the new AM edition. Like they say, it's the first good news of the day. Only now, it's even more so. Get your Tigers bumper sticker from your Marathon Man, a full-service dealer. Now available at your participating Marathon service station. No purchase necessary.
Well, the Tigers get the lead on a single, a double, and a single, picking up a run there in the opening inning. Now the Royals come in to bat in their half of the second inning. Amos Otis will lead it off, followed by Cowens, and then Wathan. Now we've had a scoring change in that first inning. A play that nipped Whitaker was 8 to 6 to 5. The officials score a check downstairs and check to see who got the assist on the relay. Here's Famous Amos, the bat. Batted last night, ending the ball game with a strikeout, his only appearance in this series. Right-hand batter facing Sykes, and he takes a half cut. It's ruled a strike. Otis hitting .298. One-time New York Met property, Amos Otis. Although originally with the Red Sox. Here's a ball in too close, 1-1. Standing deep, a very relaxed-looking right-hand batter. And Otis cuts as a bounding ball to short. Big hop for Trammell. Throw to first to Thompson. He's got him. Otis is still not running 100%. One up and one down. And here's the right fielder, Al Cowens, stepping in. I'd like to send a special Tiger anniversary salute to Mr. Joe Lathrop Sr. in Gladwin, Michigan. Mr. and Mrs. Joe Lathrop Sr. celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. Our very best for them. Here's Cowens, a very fine hitter up at the plate now. Hitting .258 right now. That's not indicative of his hitting ability. Outfield is straight up on Al. He'll be followed by Wathan, the catcher. Sykes delivers. It is a low outside fastball, 2-0 the count. McRae had a single in the opening inning, but the Tigers got him on a double play. Oh, the Royals went down 1-2-3 in that first. There's a strike on the outside corner. Steve Boris coaches at the first. Chuck Hiller at third base for the Royals. Now the motion by Sykes to pitch. He swings as a fly ball to center. Should be caught. LeFlore going back. He's waiting. He has it. Two down. And here is John Wathan, who did not see action last night. Darrell Porter was the catcher. With a left-hander on the mound, they are using Wathan this afternoon. W-A-T-H-A-N. He's hitting .292. No home runs and 10 RBIs for John. From Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Born there and still lives there. Takes a ball. It's off the mid of May and goes back to the screen. Kansas City picked Wathan up in the free agent draft in January '71. Swings and fouls it away. Down below our booth, 1-1 the count on him. Joe Zdeb, the outfielder, waiting on deck. 1-0 Tigers lead. Second inning in Detroit. Outfield is straight up and the infield back. Now the motion, the kick, the pitch. Swing and a bounding ball to the left of Trammell. He has it at short. Flips it over to Thompson in the dirt. Good pick up by Jason. And the side out 1-2-3 in the Royals second. At the end of 1.5 innings, Detroit 1, Kansas City 0.
There's a man in scoring position, and you're at bat in the Labatt's baseball trivia game. And here's the pitch. Who is the only manager to win 2 World Series in his first 2 years in the majors? Why not refresh your memory and relax with a cool Labatt's beer? Give yourself an RBI if you said Ralph Houck of the Yankees. Houck won consecutive World Series over Cincinnati in 1961 and beat San Francisco in 1962 in his first 2 years as a manager. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt. Call for Labatt. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by the Bat Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
For beer at its finest, get your hands on Labatt. It's Canada's #1 beer. As fresh and crisp as where it comes from.
Tigers lead them 1-0. We're going into the last half of the second inning now at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. We'd like to invite you folks out for the game tomorrow. It'll be 1:30 starting time as these two teams meet in the final game of the 3-game series. Steve Baker, the young right-hander, recently recalled from Evansville, will be on the mound for the Tigers against Larry Gura, G-O-R-A, the left-hander for Kansas City. And it will be VFW Day tomorrow. State Commander Hassad Ali will throw out the first ball to climax the 3-game ceremonies. And we hope you'll be out here for the entire occasion. Here's Tim Corcoran now to lead it off for the Tigers. Tim in at right field against the right-hand pitching of Dennis Leonard. Corky batting .261. He's really pulled that average up. No home runs yet. 11 runs batted in. And he takes a strike. Jason Thompson singled in Kemp from third with 2 out in the first inning to give the Tigers the lead. They now hold 1-0 in the second. Leonard winds and pitches. There's a bounding ball wide at first. Hurdle gloves it, throws to Leonard covering. It's close. He's out. They almost collided at first base. The play goes the first baseman to the pitcher. That will bring to the plate Ron LeFlore hitting number 7 against the right-hander. Maybe the pattern that we'll see Ralph Houck using now. Lead off with LeFlore against the left-hander, batting number 7 against the right-hander. Ron hitting .272, 5 homers, and 23 runs batted in. He takes the ball outside. Brett is very wide of the bag at third, but he's in close. The other infielders are back. Outfield playing Ron to hit the ball late. They're around to right on him. It is a ball low, fastball over but low. 2-0, the count on LeFlore. Leonard picks his sign up now from Wathan, goes into action. LeFlore swings and lifts a fly ball to right. Cowens fighting the bright sky. He's there, makes the catch, and there are 2 down. Mankowski stepping in for the Detroiters. His average is .297. 10 RBIs and 3 home runs for Phil. See how they'll set themselves for him. They'll be slightly over to right in the outfield. Also swung in that direction within the infield. He takes the ball outside. Brett is even wider third now, and backed up a step or so, deeper than he was on LeFlore. Fastball over, but it's slow. 2-0 on Phil. Wind up and the pitch. He swings and doesn't get it. That was a high, hard one toward the outside. Mankowski digging and waiting. Leonard pitches. Strike. It was a fastball just below the belt. 2-2 on Mankowski. 2 down, nobody on, 1-0 Detroit, second inning. Fly ball left field. Zdeb goes back. He's got it. The side retires. They go down to 1-2-3 in the Tigers second at the end of 2. Detroit 1. Royals nothing.
When it's time for a change, what you'd probably like to have is a change for the better. That's why Marathon came up with new Ultra D motor oil. It is definitely a change for the better. Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil is a change for better gas mileage.
A change for the better.
New Ultra D is a change for improved engine protection.
A change for the better.
New Ultra D is a change that means faster trucks no matter what the temperature is.
A change for the better.
Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil is a special blend, natural and synthetic ingredients. It's really different from conventional blends. Meaning when Ultra D gets together with the engine of your car, things do get better. New Ultra D motor oil, a change for the better, from the people who do it better. Marathon Oil Company.
Hi, I'm Larry Ziegler. I'll be playing in the J.C. McCarthy Wally Foul Invitation. Hope to see you there.
Well, we enjoyed the anthem rendition by the Jills from Hanover High School in Bloomfield under the direction of Mrs. Carolyn Einan. The Jills were Sue Dostett, Sue Young, Lonnie Marshall, Mary Gabriel, Chris Enders, Leslie Choate, Lisa Federick, Tracy Nowicki, and Mary Bartoluzzi. And we enjoyed hearing them sing the national anthem. They sung all over Western Europe and recently returned from singing in Romania and Bulgaria. Here's the windup now, the pitch to Joe Zdeb. He swings as a fly ball to left center. Here comes LeFlore. He makes the catch on the run. Good running catch by Ron LeFlore. 1 away. Clint Hurdle, the rookie first baseman, will be the batter now. Native of Big Rapids. Stepping in. He lives in Florida. And I went to high school down in Florida. Was quite an athlete in the high school ranks down there. Left-hand batting Hurdle, hitting .241. Sykes ready to pitch. Good it is. It's a strike. He got a fastball in there. There's a little pop foul off a third. Here comes Mankowski. Diving. He makes the catch. Good catch by Phil. He had to leave his feet to grab that one in foul territory.
He had to come in a long way. That was closer to Milt May than it was to Phil. And he made a fine catch.
Great play. A little easier for him to get there than May, although he was farther away. Didn't have all that heavy equipment on him or the big mitt. But he made a fine catch. Here's U.L. Washington at the plate. Two down, nobody on. Tigers lead 1-0 third inning. Royals at bat against Bob Sykes. It's a ball low from the young left-hander. White is waiting on deck. It's a strike called on Washington, 1-1. By the way, the Jills were chosen as Michigan's top young musical talent to represent Michigan at the bicentennial festivities in Washington, D.C. Quite an honor for the Jills. Here's a ball over but low. 2-1 the count. He swings on the bounding ball. Deep second. Whitaker gloves it. Throws to first. Got him by Haverstock. Good play by Lou. Side retired again in order for the Royals. And the Tigers come to bat in their third. Detroit 1, Kansas City 0.
I bought an economy car. Nice little car. Of course, I had to give up big car rides. I just bought a smaller car, too. I gave up a lot of passengers. So with prices going up and up, I figured I got to give up. Well, I didn't give up. I bought a new Plymouth Volare 4-door, and I didn't give up the things I want. I got the big car ride Frank gave up, the room for 6 Harry gave up, plus the compact economy they didn't give up. So why didn't they buy a Volare? I give up. No compromise, real compromise. Although your mileage may vary, the EPA rates a 1-barrel, 6-cylinder Volare 4-door with manual transmission at 28 miles per gallon highway and 20 cities. Don't give up. Get a Plymouth Volare.
For a great value on Plymouth Volare, see your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Steve is coming up with the New York Yankees, and general admission tickets for the Tiger-Yankee game on June the 23rd, that's the Friday night game, are now being sold on a reserved seat basis at $3.50 each. Ned Willis, the director of ticket sales, says that some reserved seats still available for the Thursday night game on the 22nd, Saturday night, that's the night game on June the 24th, and Sunday, June the 25th. But for the Friday night game, general admission tickets are now being sold on a reserved basis. Well, the Tigers are batting now. There's a bounding ball up the bat of Trammell. The shortstop Washington throw to first. He got him. As the Trammell first ball hitting bounces out Washington to Hurdle. Allen went to the plate hitting .293. Now his keystone partner, Whitaker, who has 1 for 1, steps up. Last 5 Tiger batters have gone down in a row, and the last 6 Royal batters, 7 Royal batters have gone down in a row. Leonard ready for action. Pitches. It is a curve that hangs high on Sweet Lou Whitaker. Ball 1. They're playing him almost straight away in the outfield and bunching toward the middle. Takes a ball, a strike on the outside corner, 1-1.
Got a little equipment problem here. Dennis called timeout. He's got something wrong with the webbing of his glove. One of those old mossy green looking gloves, and now he's got a much newer one to work with. But something he's noted in the glove has come apart.
Whitaker still standing aside, not quite ready to get back into the batter's box. 1-0 Tigers lead. They have 1 run, 3 hits. On the visitors from Kansas City, no runs and 1 hit. There's a strike called. He shoots the fastball over on Lou. Little chopper hit foul on the ground down past first base over toward the Kansas City dugout. Off Chicago, leading 3-0 at the end of 1. That's their first score to be posted from another game. Whitaker. He's got him on the back.
Liner side on the second. Tigers lead 1-0, 1-1 hits. Warriors no runs and 1 hit. Game has moved on into the third inning here in the Buck sunshine. He picked on the way. He gets the slow curve over for strike. Cleans up on his third. Good on, the bases are empty. Leonard making him warbling with line. Here's the windup and the pitch. He takes the ball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out, no out. Designated batter Rusty Staub working on deck for first. Here comes. He gives him ball 3 outside. That's because very hard fastball high and away. Here's a blowing out for the outfield. Can't wait on a 3-2 delivery. Here it is. Swings and fouls it off. It'll be out of play. Third base foul. Two down, nobody on. Jump at the plate. Waiting on another 3-2 delivery. Big him in. Here's the motion by Leonard. He pitches. Here's a swing and a fly ball to left field. Going back to his glove. He's deep in the wall. Might be. It's gone. It gets the field over the barrier. 365. Number 4 for Kemp. Running home his home run. The Tigers finally win 2-0. And the home run by Steve Kemp. That's another superior home run. Steve Homer ends in the 3 case. And there's Kemp to touch superior supportership. And sends another case of superior supportership with a hot line incorporated. Rusty Staub steps up now. Rusty bounced the first is only counted back. 2-0, but it is in the lead. Henry tapped up. Back to third. Just looking up. He's there. He has it. And the Tigers are out. With 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. And at the end of 3, Tigers 2 Warriors nothing. Caesars has twice the price of pizza and half. If you check out the 2-for-1 free pizza coupon that appears in your local newspaper or TV book, you'll get 2 medium Little Caesars pizzas for the price of 1. Now you can cut down on price without cutting down on taste. Little Caesars has the solution for those meals when mom doesn't feel like cooking and the family appetite is bigger than the budget. Use your free pizza coupon from Little Caesars. A winner any way you slice it. This is Jim Jones. Learn fire safety and fire prevention. Call the Detroit Fire Department's Community Relations Division 324-3035. Next fire versus the station identification is the Detroit Fire Baseball Network. Warren Pierce is ready to give real on 875-4476 for direct lines involvement and decline. It's a match at 7 here on WJR Radio 76 Detroit. Griffin Parker. And in his fourth inning, there's a swing and a foul upstairs off about a top right, leading off the fourth for Kansas City. Tigers in front 2-0. First inning a run on a single by Jason Thompson. A third inning home run by Kemp. The pitch from Sykes. It's the fastball high. 1 ball, 1 strike on Sykes White. At the top of the batting order, he'll be followed by McRae and Bett. He takes down away 2-1 now on Sykes. White has 2 homers, 16 runs batted in. He struck out his first time up against Sykes. There's a windup by Bob and the pitch.
swung on and popped foul. It'll be out of play. They gives it a look, but that'll catch the upper deck. Sykes has looked strong here and sharp this afternoon. Has not been particularly effective his last 2 times out. A 2-2 pitch to White. Swung on a bounce to the short. Trammell takes the short hop, bobbles, throws, he got it. Well, he bobbled it a little bit out of the glove, but it popped right into his throwing hand. Well, there's 1 down in the Kansas City 4th inning. That'll bring up Hal McRae. McRae singled his first time up. Hal's been kind of a late bloomer in terms of power in the last 2-3 seasons. There's a line shot foul down the right field line into the bullpen. 1 hop. Caroming off the barrier down there in front of the field seat. Last year, McRae had 21 home runs. He pitched high for a ball. Hal determined last year that he was, after being disappointed missing the batting championship by a fraction the year before, that he'd go for power. Ground ball to third. A squirmer fielded by Mankowski. He got him at third. That ball took a funny hop away from the plate, and just before Mankowski fielded it, it took another bad hop. And there were 2 down in the 4th inning. And that'll bring up George Brett. Brett is hit safely now in 12 of his last 13 games. Bounced sharply to Thompson and turned it into a double play in the 1st inning. So far, Sykes has faced the absolute minimum of 11 men in 3 2/3 innings. Almost hit him with a fastball, and to really buckle out of the way of that one. Got by everybody. There's a windup. The pitch to Brett. He swings, bounces one past Sykes to Trammell near the back at second. The throw, he got him at first. 3 up and 3 away. So after 3.5 innings, it's still the Tigers 2. Kansas City, nothing.
Well, they started a couple of games in the National League. San Diego got 3 in the 1st inning. They lead the Cubs 3-0 at Chicago. Perry against Roberts. In that one, Gaylord Perry and Dave Roberts. Winfield homered for San Diego to produce those 3 runs. It came to 2-9, number 8 for Winfield and the Padres. Pittsburgh leads Cincinnati 2-0. They've completed 2 there against Blyleven. That game being played at Pittsburgh. And there in the 3rd inning, Pittsburgh 2, Cincinnati 0. San Francisco at New York. The Mets and the Giants, so no score at the end of 2. Blue against the Cobalt. The other games tonight in the National League, and 1 game underway in the American League. Toronto at Milwaukee, we don't have a score yet, but we do have the pitchers as official hurlers. Garvin for Toronto, and Milwaukee working the Sabres on the line.
Dennis Leonard getting set to face the Tigers here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Leonard now 27 years old. Just had a birthday a couple of weeks ago. And a full-time pitcher for the Royals in the last 2 seasons. Came up his rookie year and won 15 games with Kansas City after starting out the season at Omaha. And was running up to Dennis Eckersley that year as the rookie pitcher of the year in the American League. Won 17 games the following year and then 20 last year. So he has simply improved with each year. Putting in tough luck so far this season. Jason Thompson will lead off the 4th. There's a cut down and there's a pitch. They swing the 5 balls. He's right through that many days. Going back his lines at the wall. And he missed the catch in front of the wall. Thompson down to second. He third. He didn't have vision. He was simply at first, although boy, it was close getting back. Time. in deep right center field. That ball had missed the overhang by more than an inch or two. It's just a long out for Milt May. That'll bring up Corcoran. Corcoran bounced out the first, his first time up. Here's the set, the pitch to Corcoran. He takes the third in for a strike. Leonard has a good fastball. We haven't seen a great deal of smoke here this afternoon. Excellent slider, and he's got both a hard serve and a soft one. So fifth. Strike called. He puts the letters that time. Puts the fastball by him. And that was some of his smoke. Corcoran back out of the batter's box with 2 strikes on him. Thompson at first, one away. Here in the bottom of the fourth, 2-0. They Tigers lead. There's the set, the pitch. Outside with a fast one. And the Royals have their infield in double play depth. Now Leonard to the stretch. The pitch to Corky, swung on a little fly ball. The left center field may drop in. Otis on the run. He won't get to it. He knocks it down. It's picked up by Zdeb. Thompson will hold it third. Corcoran in standing at second with a double. Thompson had to play it cozy. Otis is not 100% with that Achilles tendon injury. Just couldn't catch up to it. He batted at it with his glove so that Zdeb could pick it up. Otis just making sure it didn't get by and roll to the wall. And Thompson had to hold it third on the double by Corcoran. Here's Ron LeFlore. Ron down in the 7th position in the batting order. They've moved the infield in fairly close, except around the bag at second. They tightened up there. Starting up the middle on LeFlore. The pitch from Leonard swung on and bounced foul behind the plate. Now, White is being, I think, motioned a little bit further away now. He's still kind of crowding the bag a second. They're not playing Ron to pull the ball. 1 strike on him. Corcoran at second. Thompson at third. 1 away. The pitch swung on and missed. Was that fastball, and he just got a piece of it, foul tipping it to the mid of Wathan. 2 quick strikes on LeFlore. Rhythmic applause of the stadium now. Here's the set. And the pitch to Riley. Strike 3 called. He is out of there. That hard curve on the outside part of the plate. LeFlore walks away. Well, that's the second out, and the infield can relax considerably now. A big foot out for Kansas City. Here's Phil Mankowski. Phil flied to left his first time on. They're not going to take a chance. They're going to put him on. There's the first wide one. An intentional pass to
And that'll bring up John Wathan, who singled in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 2. Morris rocks back into the windup. They pitch to Wathan. He takes it low for ball 1. 4 runs on 7 hits for the Royals, 2 runs on 6 hits for the Tigers. Tigers got a run in the first and a run in the third, but have fallen behind. Ball 2, it's low to Wathan. Tigers missed some scoring opportunities against Leonard early in the ball game. About 3 on in the 4th, 2 on in the 5th. Here's a strike called on Wathan. Not that early, I mean in the mid-innings. Now, Morris wants a new baseball, and or McKeon wants to take a look at it. There's a line drive to right field, a base hit by Wathan. He went with the pitch that time and lined it on one skip into the outfield. He has 2 hits in the ball game, and that's the 3rd hit of the inning off Morris. Bring up Joe Zdeb. Zdeb singled in a run in the 5th inning for the Royals. A large crowd, very quiet right now, following that 2-run homer by Otis that has put the Royals in front 4-2. Wathan at first with 2 down. A stretch by Morris. Here's the pitch. There's a strike called on Joe. Once attended the University of Illinois. Joe Zdeb in the dirt. Good stop by May. One count on Zdeb. The pitch to him. Punched over the head of Trammell into left center field. He reached out, straightened it out, headed for third is Wathan. He'll make it easily. Runners at first and third with 2 down. Another hit in the inning for the Royals, who have collected a total of 9, and Foucault is beginning to loosen in the bullpen. Wathan at third, Zdeb at first. The Royals had only 1 hit over the first 4 innings, but have exploded here in the 5th and 6th innings. And Clint Hurdle, who is completely stymied by Sykes, his 2 times up. A little pop foul to Mankowski, made a great catch, and then popped out to short on a pitch to he had the bat taken out of his hands. He cuts and misses. Strike 1. Big, strong left-hand batter. The pitch to Hurdle. Curve dips a little low. 1-1 on him. 3 singles and a home run in this inning. The Royals have counted 2 runs and have 2 on now with 2 out. Strike called on Hurdle. Clint was born in the Big Rapids area. I talked to him before the ball game. He stayed there only about 2 weeks and then became a Floridian. Little Merritt Island village. They set the 1-2 pitch to him. Around the knees, there goes the runner to second. Big tip past Trammell into center field. A run will score. Wathan has scored. Zdeb heading for third. The throw comes into the diamond and he holds at third. May hesitated, then threw, and it hit in front of Trammell, bounced under the glove, did not come up. Zdeb had halted as he headed to second. It was the old delayed steal, it looked like. It'll be a stolen base for Zdeb and an error on the catcher, May. A run scoring on the error, allowing Wathan to come in to score from third and allowing Zdeb to move all the way to third. Here's the pitch to Hurdle. He swings and pops it up over the infield. Third baseman Mankowski calling for it behind the mound. He puts it away, and that finally retires the side. But a bad inning for the Tigers and a big one for Kansas City, as they pick up 3 runs on 4 hits. 1 Tiger error, 1 man left on base. After 5.5 innings, it's now Kansas City 5, Detroit 2.
Well, I remember way back in '52, and those matching moments with Mary Lou, hanging out at the drive-in in my '57 Ford DH.
Hey, Rocky, I bet my Ford's better than your Ford. Oh, yeah? What do you got in that thing? Yeah, well, I got a new set of Champion Plugs. Oh, well. Hey, listen, man, I just remembered I got to get my ducktail trimmed, right? Hey.
Now times have changed, my priorities have been rearranged.
Hey, Rocky, I bet my Pinto gets better mileage than your Pinto.
Oh, yeah? Tell me, what do you got in that thing?
Yeah, well, I got a new set of champion plugs.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I got a split. I just remembered I got to get a hair transplant, right? Hey, time's changed, man.
Buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. You can buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion number one in the world. Number one in your car.
Kansas City taking charge here in the middle innings now with a 5-2 lead over the Tigers. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Bob Hines inviting you to join me weekends right here on America's great radio station for the great weekend. Here on Radio 76, WJR Detroit.
Tim Corcoran will lead it off against Dennis Leonard here in the sixth inning. The Tigers trailing by 3. Corcoran has doubled and bounced out to first. The pitch from Leonard. Swung on. There's a fly ball to center field. Otis to his left. He's there. He makes the catch. One away on one pitch in the Tigers' sixth inning. That'll bring up Ron LeFlore, who's hitless in 2 trips. He's flied to right and taken a called third strike. Five runs, 9 hits for Kansas City. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Tigers. The pitch to LeFlore. Curve is in for a strike. Ron leaning back, but came in the strike zone. There's a ball on Ron, 1-1. There's the windup. The pitch swung on and missed. LeFlore, one of the 5 Tigers on the Punch-Out All-Star ballot, available at the ballpark. 1-2 count on him. The pitch from Leonard. Up high. At Shea Stadium, the Giants lead the Mets by a run 2-1 now in the 7th inning. At Pittsburgh, after 5 innings, the Reds 3, the Pirates 3. LeFlore swings, fly ball, center field. Otis starts back, turns around. He's there, makes the catch. Otis gets that good jump there. 2 out in the 6th inning. Whitey Herzog has had Otis play in a little closer. Try to cut off some of the balls that were dropping in front of him. And Otis generally gets that good jump anyway. He used to play extremely deep center field so that nothing would ever get over his head. And Herzog has moved him in a little bit this year. Mankowski takes one that's in the dirt, skipping past all the way to the backstop. Now, Phil has flied to left and taken an intentional walk. The pitch to Mankowski. He fouls this one off the third deck. The Royals 2 games above 500 coming into the ball game. The Tigers 7 above 500. A pitch from Leonard. High over the fast one. 2 balls and a strike on Manko. Tigers have played well against Western Division teams, winning 18 and losing 9 coming into this one. Ground ball down the third baseline. Fair ball. Zdeb will have a long run. Mankowski will make it second easily. A stand-up double for Mankowski. Hit it off the end of the bat as it squirmed down the left field line, just inside the bag. That's the 3rd double in the ball game for the Tigers. And it brings up Alan Trammell, hitless in 2 trips. Trammell is grounded to short and popped foul to the first baseman. A set by Leonard, the pitch to Trammell. He swings and pops this one foul out of play. The look to second by Leonard. He pitches. Trammell checks, it's outside. Royals trailed Oakland by 3 games coming into the day's activity. Oakland playing a late game this afternoon against Baltimore. Orioles beat them last night 5-3. Strike clips the outside corner above the knees. A ball and 2 strikes on Allen. Mankowski at second, 2 away, and the Tigers' 6th inning. They trail Kansas City 5-2. Leonard takes too much time on the mound, and Trammell asks for time at the plate. Now Leonard nods his head. He's ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Trammell. In the dirt. Now they're expecting huge crowds for that Tigers-Yankees series. The first time the Tigers are going to see New York. On the 22nd of June, it's a 4-game set, Thursday and Friday and Saturday nights, and then a Sunday afternoon game. Swing, and there's a looper to left field, a base hit. Charged by Zeb. Here's Mankowski holding at third. The Tigers trail by 3, and they're going to play it a little conservatively. A single to left by Trammell, and Zeb made a fine play in left field. He really charged that ball and put so much on the throw to the infield that he fell down in so doing. Brett cut it off, and Mankowski was held at third by Hatfield. Runners at first and third with 2 down. And here's Lou Whitaker, and here's Galen Cisco, the pitching coach, coming out of the Kansas City dugout. They have Mingori, a left-hander, working in the bullpen. No indication has been given as yet. Well, I said that the attendance today was looked to be as much, if not more, than last night, and it was as much and a little more than last night. 32,381. They paid attendance here on Tiger Day today. Well, they 2 games with Kansas City have drawn over 64,000. Looking for a fine turnout tomorrow. It will be VFW Day in the ballpark. Conference is over at the mound. No change being made. Galen Cisco heading back to the dugout. Whitaker 1 for 3. Singled in the first inning. Since then, he's struck out and grounded out to second. Runners at first and third, 2 down. The Tigers down by 3 runs here in the 6th inning. Was set by Leonard. Here's the pitch. Strike. He took one across the letters. Look to third. And the pitch to Whitaker. Low for a ball. Tigers now have 8 hits off Leonard. He's walked 3, 1 an intentional pass. Well, they've missed opportunities in the 4th and 5th innings. They've got an opportunity here in the 6th. It's up to Whitaker. 1-1 count on him. The pitch to Lou. He takes the strike. He did his leaning and then decided not to go after it. Trammell getting a lead at first base. They've got Hurdle still playing on the bag with him over there. Here's the set. And the pitch. Punched foul down the left field line into the upper deck. Just protecting the plate that time. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes on Lou Whitaker. And Leonard working on a new baseball. He didn't like the first one he got. Here's a set. And the pitch from Leonard. Swung on, a fly ball sliced to left. Zdeb is there. He's got it, and that's all for the Tigers in the 6th inning. Zdeb playing Whitaker over toward the line, positioned well. He just moved to his right and back a bit and hauled it in. For the Tigers in the 6th inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 more left after 6 innings of play. It's Kansas City 5, Detroit 3.
During this break in the action, here's an update from WJR News. Rogue Ku Klux Klansmen and a group of black protesters are gathering today in Tupelo, Mississippi, planning a series of marches and demonstrations. Officials are taking steps to try to head off any possible confrontation. President Carter told a group of newsmen yesterday the end is not in sight yet on the strategic arms talks with the Soviets, but he again expressed optimism on prospects for reaching a new accord to limit strategic arms. South Africa admitted today that 6 black children under the age of 16 are being held in a maximum security prison that houses terrorists, murderers, and rapists. The admission brought a cry of protest from opposition leaders. Ralph Nader says Ford Motor Company should replace the fuel tanks on 1.5 million Pintos and Bobcats, not just modify them as Ford has offered. A suburban Detroit man is being held under $100,000 bond on charges stemming from a shooting spree Thursday that left 1 policeman wounded. Detroit's temperature 80 degrees. Bill Smith, WJR News, reporting.
Jack Morris, the second Tiger pitcher to work in this game, has loosened up, ready to face the Royals here in the 7th inning. The Royals with 2 runs in the 5th inning to tie the game and 3 in the 6th. They move ahead, have a 5-2 lead. UL Washington will lead it off for Kansas City in the 7th against Morris, and he'll switch around to the left side of the plate. Back at the microphone for the play-by-play as the 7th inning begins. Here's Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul. Hi again, everybody. Morris ready to go to work. The pitch is on the way. He starts to bunt and takes the ball outside. High and away. Ball 1, the count on Washington. Washington bounced to second and to third and then singled in the run in the 2-run 5th inning before the Royals broke it open with 3 in the 6th. Here's a strike called. He took a hard curve over. 1-1, the count on UL Washington. Firecracker exploding out behind right fielder Corcoran. Washington stepped away from the plate for a moment. Now the motion and the pitch by Morris. Swung on and beaten fouled in the dirt over to the on-deck circle. Well, the Tigers dominated the action in the first 3 innings. They got a run in the first, a run in the third. They led at the end of 3, 2-0. And then in the middle 3, Kansas City turned it around with 2 runs in the 5th inning and 3 in the 6th. The 3 in the 6th featuring a 2-run homer by Amos Otis. Here's a pitch. He takes a strike, struck him out. He looked at 1 too many. Washington called out on strikes, and Frank White will be the batter. That's the first strikeout for Morris, who came out of the 5th inning, relieving the starter Bob Sykes. Here's White with a strikeout, a bounce to shortstop, and a fly to right. 0 for 3 for Frank. Swings, there's a drive to right field. It's deep. Corcoran going back near the wall, and he won't get it. It's a home run for White to the opposite field. It's the facing of the upper deck, and White gets his 3rd home run of the campaign. And the Royals pick up another run. They now lead it 6-2 over the Tigers in the 7th inning. McRae coming to bat. Al has singled, bounced to third, and singled again. 2 for 3. There's a foul to the screen. He didn't get around on Morris's fastball. 1 strike on McRae. The Royals now have 6 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Tigers have 2 runs on 8 hits, and they've made 1 error. Royals have scored in each one of the last 3 innings. McRae takes a curve down low, and the count is 1-1. Jim Crawford starts to warm up in the Tiger bullpen. 6-2, Kansas City ahead. There's a foul ball out of play to the right side of the plate. Downstairs seats, and a gentleman from Genesee will take that one home with him. 1-2, the Hal McRae. He'll be followed by George Brett, the number 3 hitter in the batting order. Jack Morris, the native of St. Paul, Minnesota, looking to get a sign from Milt May. Ready to go to work now. The 1-2 pitch. McRae takes a high, hard one in close on him, 2-2. Family night on Monday. The Tigers will be battling the Milwaukee team at 8 o'clock. We hope you'll be out for that one. Here it comes. He takes the ball wide, a full count on McRae. And Tuesday, we've got Elks night at the ballpark. The opposition again will be furnished by Milwaukee. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Looked like a pitch out of the strike zone. McRae fans, and the batter will be Brett. 2 down, nobody on. Brett has bounced to first for double play. Grounded to short and hit again to first base. 0 for 3 for George. Morris in the motion delivers. Brett looks at his outside. He gave him a slow curve. Ball 1 on George Brett. Milwaukee leads Toronto in Milwaukee at the end of 5, 4-0. Baltimore, Oakland starting later. There's a fly ball to right field. That one's beat. Going back, Corcoran at the wall and leaps and can't get it. It's off his glove. Now picked up by LeFlore. Brett rounding second. Heads to third, and he'll make it easily into third base with a 3-bagger.
But Corky is hurt.
He's lying down on his stomach now. He may have hurt his back when he went up against the fence there. Bill Beam is trotting out toward the right field. Ralph House is with him. LeFlore is leaning over Corcoran, who's now getting up on his knees. And I believe trying to get up on his feet. Paul's got the glasses on him. He can tell us a little better.
I don't think he wants to get up any further. He wants to straighten up, but he's not going to want to stand up. He's trying to flex backwards now. He went up for that ball and jackknifed against the wall. He hit his hip, I think, at the top of the barrier at the base of the fence, halfway up that screen out there at the 370-foot mark. Now he is back down again on his knees and trying to straighten up. Beam talking to him. Ralph Houck out there. Lou Whitaker came out to join. Now Corky is up. But he took really a whack against that wall as he leaped for the ball by Brett. Beam still talking to him out there. And Corky walking a little tentatively, but he's going to stay in the ball game, it appears. Oh, boy. Got to be hurting, but he's going to stay in there, isn't he?
All right, and here comes Houck and Trainer Beam off the field. Houck sets up to the Trammell as he trots past him and on the way to the dugout. Otis will be the batter. It was his home run that broke the tie in the 6th inning. The game was tied 2-2 in the 6th, and Otis hit a 2-run homer to break the tie. And since then, the Royals have added a couple of runs. Now they've got Brett at third and 2 down. Corcoran is still in the ball game, playing in right field, and Otis at the plate. Amos bounced to short the first 2 times before he hit that 8th home run of the season for him. Well, the infield will play back on Amos Otis. Not quite ready to get into the batter's box, and Morris gets his sign. Now we're set to go. He throws him a changeup, and it's low. Ball 1. Cubs are leading San Diego 7-4 in the 6th inning in Chicago. There's a curve outside, 2-0 notice. The Giants are leading the Mets in New York 2-1. They've completed 6. Pittsburgh over Cincinnati 4-3. They're in the 7th inning. That game being played at Pittsburgh, and all the other National League games are tonight. Otis takes a ball wide. That was a fastball, 3-0. Al Cowens, the right fielder, waiting at the on-deck circle. The Royals lead the Tigers 6-2, 7th inning. He walked him. It was a fastball outside. Otis gets the base on ball. The first issued by Jack Morris, the relief pitcher. And here comes Cowens to the plate for the man at first and the man at third and 2 down. We've got a runner now for Otis. This is Wilson coming in to run for him at first base. Wilson running at first base. Thompson will hold on the bag over there with him. Here's the set by Morris. Wilson gets a pretty good sized lead. Doesn't go. The pitch is in too close on Cowens. The batter, ball 1. Kansas City taking the momentum away from the Tigers in this game. They've had 2 runs in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. Morris is ready, holds it at the belt. There goes Wilson. The pitch is swung on and beaten foul down past third. That was about 2 inches foul. It barely missed third base. Oh, Wilson all the way around second and almost to third base has to go on back, and Brett retreats to third. 6 runs, 11 hits for KC. They've made no errors. The Tigers have 2 runs on 8 hits, and they've made 1 error. Tomorrow, the Tigers in Kansas City do it again. It'll be DFW Day. Game time 1:30. We hope you'll be out for that one. Waiting on a 1-1 pitch is Cowens. Here it comes. He takes a high, slow curve. 2-1 the count of him. Crawford's been warming up, but he stopped it now to watch the action on the field for a moment. Morris flips one over to first. Willie Wilson back in time. Jack ready to go again, fires to first, and Wilson again back safely. Hurdle, the rookie first baseman, is the only Royal in the starting lineup without a hit. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Cowens. He swings and fouls it to the screen. That time Wilson bluffed at first base and didn't go. Morris taking his time. Cowens is still in the batter's box waiting. It's a 2-2 pitch. There goes Wilson. The ball is high, and May's not going to throw anywhere this time. It'll be a stolen base for Wilson. Runners are now at second and third for KC. 3-2 the count on Cowens. On deck is John Wathan, another right-handed batter. Morris, the Tiger right-hander, looks over Cowens, stretches and pitches. There's a high pop-up. Foul ball between home and first. May is under it. He has room, makes the catch. And the side retires. 1 run on the home run by White. And there were 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners to left. As we go to the last half of the 7th inning, the Royals 6 and the Tigers 2.
Well, the Tigers' top farm team at Evansville in the American Association came through with a 5-0 shutout victory over Denver last night as Fernando Arroyo and Dave Tropic teamed up on a 2-hit shutout. Charlie Sykes, who started out the season with the Tigers, but had been injured much of the time since he's been down at Evansville, was back in the lineup and went 2 for 2. Montgomery split a doubleheader last night in the Southern League at Memphis.
The Rebels won the opener 10-1 behind a 3-hit pitching of Mike Chris and the hitting of Darrell Brown with 3 hits and Glenn Gulliver with 2. In the nightcap, the Reds were defeated 6-4 despite a home run by Alder Green. In the Florida State League, Lakeland Tigers lost to Winter Haven by a score of 6-4. Lakeland currently in 4th place in the Florida State League. Amos Otis out of the ballgame with a pinch runner, and Wilson remains in the ballgame to play center field in Otis's spot. This broadcast is made possible by the Detroit Baseball Club of the American League and is intended for the private use of our listening audience. Rebroadcast or other use of this play-by-play is prohibited unless prior consent is received from WJR Detroit, the Detroit Tiger Baseball Club, and the American League. The announcers for this broadcast are selected and employed by WJR Radio and the Detroit Tiger Baseball Club. Ernie?
Well, the Tigers need some instant runs now. They trailed 6-2 in the 7th inning, and here's the man who's been their best hitter so far in this game, Kemp, with a double, a home run, and a single, 3 for 3 off the right-hander Leonard. And Steve takes a curve that hits the mark, strike one call. 32,381 paying to see this one today. Now Leonard kicks and deals. Here's a bunt attempt. The ball will go foul toward third base. Strike 2, the count on Kemp. Tiger RBIs, Kemp with a home run, and Thompson with a single to get Kemp home in the first inning. Up the Royals have turned the game around, starting in the 5th inning when they picked up 2, added 3 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th. Meanwhile, Leonard, who had a rather shaky first couple of innings, has settled down. And although the Tigers have had a hit in every inning except 2, he's kept them away from the plate most of the time. Strike 2 count. Here's the pitch. Kemp takes a ball low. 1-2 the count on him. Leonard deals again, and it is a strike. Oh, he got him on a curve. Kemp is called out on strike. That's the 5th strikeout for Leonard. Here's Rusty Staub. He struck out once. He's 0 for 3. Bounced to first, popped to third, and took a call, 3rd strike. Lined up by Leonard, and the pitch to Rusty is a curve high and away, ball 1. Right-hander coming right back now, and the left-hander batter looks at a strike, 1-1 on Staub. Tigers had a threat in the 6th inning with 2 outs. Mankowski doubled. Trammell singed him to third, but he couldn't get home. As the Whitaker fly to left to end the threat. And had a couple of other threats go glimmering. There's a bounding ball wide at first, picked up by Hurdle. Throws to Leonard covering, and they get Staub, the first baseman to the pitcher. 2 down, nobody on. And the next Tiger to bat will be Jason Thompson with a single and a couple of walks, 1 for 1. Jason has to stop and tie his shoelace now on his left shoe. Ladies, we have from Milwaukee. The Brewers continue to lead Toronto in the 6th inning, 4-0. Baltimore and Oakland, no report on that one. That's a late starting afternoon game. All the other American League teams are in action tonight. Swing, there's a fly ball left field, deep. Zdeb going back, still back, reaches up, and he could not get it. It is over the barrier for a home run by Thompson. It just cleared the screen by about a foot. As Zdeb seemed to have a shot at it, he leaped and couldn't get it, and an opposite home run for Thompson gives him 14 for the year and pulls the Tigers within 6-3. And that's another Superior home run. Jason's homer earns him a free case of those crispy, fresh Superior potato chips. Sends another case of superior potato chips to the Hillcrest Center. Well, the ball taking off today in the warm air, and that one to the opposite side. The 14th home run by Jason Thompson. Here's Milt May at the plate. May looks at the ball outside. 6-4 now. 6-3. The Royals in the lead. Thompson's knocked in 2 of the 3 runs. May swings at a bounding ball to Hurdle at first base. The ball is a picture up close to Leonard covering, and they get him. Got the ball over there in time with the pitcher covering the bag. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left at the end of 7. Royals 6, Detroit 3.
When your car needs an oil change, chances are what you say is change the oil, which is all you need to say unless you want to make a change for the better. Namely, new Ultra D motor oil from Marathon. Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil is a special blend of natural and synthetic ingredients that's really different from conventional blends. A special blend means improved engine protection for use under all kinds of weather and driving conditions. New Ultra D motor oil has special anti-wear additives to protect the critical parts of your engine longer than conventionally blended multi-grade oil, up to 15,000 miles. Better motor oil means a better running engine every time you drive your car, wherever you drive. A change for the better from the people who do it better. Marathon Oil Company.
A review of the day's sports activities and a preview of what's to come. Prime ingredients for WJR Sports. Evenings at 6:15 and 11:15 here on WJR.
New pitcher for the Tigers now. The left-hander Crawford takes over here in the 8th inning. John Wathan will be the first scheduled batter against him. It means that Morris, the second pitcher who came on in the 5th inning, worked 2 in the 3rd inning, allowed 4 runs on 6 hits, walked 1, and struck out a couple. Sykes was the Tiger starter. He gave up 2 runs and 5 hits. Here's Wathan now. He's bounced to short single twice and scored a couple of runs. The bottom part of that batting order has been getting things started for Kansas City. But the key blow, as the game stands right now, was a 2-run homer by Otis that broke a 2-2 tie in the 6th inning. And White added a home run in the 7th inning. Tigers have had a couple of home runs, both with the bases empty, one by Kemp and one by Thompson. Here's John Wathan, and he takes Crawford's first pitch in for a strike. Jim got a fastball over. 6-3, Kansas City leading the Tigers in the 8th inning at Tiger Stadium. There's a fly ball lifted to right field. This one not very deep, but Corcoran fighting the sun. He's there to make the catch. One away. Joe Zdeb, left fielder, bats next. Crawford has won 1 and lost 2. This will be his 13th appearance. They've all been in relief. Hiller has made by far the most appearances of any Tiger pitcher, a total of 20. Here's a strike call. The Tiger relief corps has 10 fades, 7 for Hiller and 3 for Foucault. Now Jim Crawford, the left-hander, delivers. Here's a ball outside. 1-1, the count on Zdeb. Baseball again tomorrow, 1:30. Hope you'll be with us. There's a curve in too close on Zdeb. It'll be DFW Day here at the ballpark. It's a way to enjoy baseball to the utmost. Be right here at the ballpark with us. Enjoy all the color and all the ceremony that goes with the game. There's the ball outside, 3-1. Hurdle waiting on deck. 6 runs, 11 hits for the Royals, 3 runs and 9 hits for Detroit. Zdeb swings, fly ball right center field. There goes LeFlore to the glove side. Deep, he's there, makes the catch. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Mark Avery drives the music home in the afternoon music call, Monday through Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock here on the Goodwill Station, WJR Detroit, Radio 76.
Clint Hurdle, H-U-R-D-L-E at the plate now. 0 for 3 in this game. He's the only Royal starter without a hit. Takes the strike call, fastball over it. Crawford checking his sign with his battery mate, Milt May. Now the left-hander delivers. It's a fly ball hit deep to right, but it'll go foul. He gets the wood to that one. It's about halfway up into the upper deck. But he pulled it down there into the right field corner. 2 strike count on Hurdle. Giants are now leading the Mets in the ninth inning in New York 2-1. Crawford ready again. Here's the strike 2 pitch, and Hurdle swings a bounding ball to first. Thompson makes the play unassisted, and the inning's over. They go down 1-2-3 in the Royal 8th, and the Tigers bat in their 8th inning. Kansas City 6, Detroit 3.
I bought a comedy car, nice little car. Of course, I had to give up big car rides. I just bought a smaller car, too. I gave up a lot of driving years. So the price was going up and up. I think we got a good offer. Well, I didn't give up. I bought a new Plymouth Volare 4-door, and I didn't give up the things I want. I got the big car ride Frank gave up, the room for 6 Harry gave up, plus the compact economy that Dick gave up. So why didn't they buy a Volare? I give up. No compromise, but no economize. Although your mileage goes on, the EPA rates a 1-barrel, 6-cylinder Volare 4-door with manual transmission at 28 miles per gallon highway and 20 cities. Don't give up. Get a Plymouth Volare.
For a great value on Plymouth Volare, see your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Change in the Royal defensive scheme of things now. Steve Lecoq goes in to take over at first base, replacing Clint Hurdle. Leonard settling down after the first 3 innings has a 6-3 lead over the Tigers and gets ready to pitch to Tim Corcoran. We'd like to salute a gentleman in Lansing, Michigan, Mr. Everett Kessler, a longtime Tiger fan who just celebrated a birthday. Our very best to him. Well, here's Corcoran, who injured himself on the wall in right field, facing the triple off the bat of George Brett. Managed to stay in the ball game after being examined by manager Ralph House and trainer Bill Dean. Corky with a double for 3 turns at bat this afternoon against Dennis Leonard, who's gone all the way for the Royals. Left-hander batter waiting, and the right-hander serves the strike called at her high fastball. The last half of the 8th inning is underway at Tiger Stadium. Oh, what great weather this has been. Beautiful sunshiny afternoon. Now Leonard in the motion, 60 delivers. Here's a ball that's high. That time it was a breaking pitch. 1-1 on Corky. He'll be followed by Ron LeFlore, and then it'll be Mankowski here in the Tiger 8th inning as they try to get back in this one. Here's the 1-1 pitch. He takes the ball low and in close. Robowski, the relief man, getting ready in the Kansas City bullpen now. The motion, the 2-1 pitch is a ball outside. 3-1 on Tim. Pittsburgh leading the Cincinnati Reds here in the 7th inning of Pittsburgh 4-3. Wind up in the pitch. He swings and fouls it away. I think maybe he went for a bad pitch that time. Full count on Tim. Outfield deep to right. Infield is back. Jim not quite ready now. He digs in again to face the pitch from Leonard. Here it comes. Swing. There's a fly ball to left. It's deep. Jeff going back again. Reaches up and makes the catch at the scoreboard. Had to go about as far back as he could go to make that catch, and there's one away. Here is Ron LeFlore. He fly to right, struck out, and fly to center. One down and nobody on the bases. The Tigers are trailing by 3, 6-3. It's the 8th inning in Tiger Stadium. Leonard delivers a low one, ball one on Ron. Outfield slightly to right and fairly deep. Here's the pitch. Bringing the tapper right back to the mound on a check swing. Leonard flips it over to Lecoq, and LeFlore is out. That's 2 up and 2 away in the Tiger 8th. Here's Mankowski, who slided left, walked, and doubled. Last 3 innings, Leonard's been able to get the first 2 hitters, keep them off base. Here's the windup, and they pitch on the way. It's the ball outside on Mankowski, ball 1. San Diego's taking their lead away from the Cubs, 8-7. They lead them in the 7th inning. Here's a strike call. 1-1 on Mankowski. Trammell at the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. He takes a curve in too close, 2-1 on Phil. Thompson with 2 RBIs, 1 on a single, 1 on a home run. Kemp knocked in the other run on a home run. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and Mankowski swings and fouls it back, out of play, upstairs. Paul Terry on the scoreboard show will have all the scores and details of the Major League games. Be sure to stay tuned for that program. Now Mankowski waiting. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Very wide. High and away, and once again it's the 3-2 count. Leonard has walked 3, struck out 5. Right-hander rocks into motion, pitches. There's a fly ball, short left center. Coming hard is Wilson. He's there and makes the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left at the end of 8. Royals 6, the Tigers 3.
No charge checking. Other banks make it tougher. City National makes it easier. Now, while other banks are increasing the minimum savings balance you need for no charge checking, CNB lowers it with combo checking.
Nobody has got what City National Bank has got.
That's right. Some banks are raising the minimum savings requirement to a whopping $500, but CNB lowers it to $200. A $200 minimum balance in savings or a $200 minimum balance in your checking account, and you check without charge. $200 in savings or $200 in checking, and you write all the checks you want without charge. All your checks without charge. Other banks make no charge checking tougher. Combo checking makes it easier.
Who's got it? Nobody but City National Bank.
Member FDIC. It's against the law in Las Vegas for any wrestler to make a face during a match. That's the WJR Sports Stat, and I'm Jim Forrest.
Ninth inning on tap at Tiger Stadium, and the Royals have a 6-3 lead over Detroit. Sykes, Morrison, Crawford have been on the mound with the Tigers. Well, the Royals are going all the way with Leonard, and we've come to the 9th inning. UL Washington, the shortstop, batting right-handed now against the left-hander Crawford. UL has 1 hit in 3 trips. Bounced the second single, and the last time up, he struck out. Swings the chopper, hit on the ground to shortstop. Trammell has it for the Thompson, and he's got him by half a step. Had to hurry that one because Washington gets down the line quickly. Here's Frank White, who has struck out, grounded to short, fly to right, and the last time up in the 7th inning hit his 3rd home run of the year. It's the outfield field off the facing of the upper deck in right. 6-3, Kansas City leads. It is a curve in close, ball 1. McRae comes to the on-deck pitch. At the top of the batting order now for Whitey Herzog, Frank White. Strike called. He looked at one on the outside corner. It's the 2nd inning for Crawford. He came into the game in the 8th and got him out 1-2-3. Ground ball to 3rd. It is a foul ball. They go through with a throw anyway, but the umpire at the plate, Jim McKeon, has ruled it foul. Umpire at the plate has jurisdiction over that foul ball as long as it doesn't get past the base. Well, Bobby Collins, the visiting bat boy, waiting for Frank White to come back. He hands him his bat. Shadow over toward 3rd base now. They've got a corner of left field in the shade. Everything else is in the sunshine. And a lot of sunshine today. Here's the pitch. He takes the ball wide. 2-2, the count on White. Crawford checking his sign with May. Works again. White swings, lifts a fly ball to left center. Normal depth. Going back a little bit now. LeFlore makes the catch. And White is out. That ball got up in the breeze and took off slightly, but LeFlore was able to follow it and grab it. So there are 2 down, and here's McRae, who's had a couple of singles in 4 trips. McRae singled in the 1st, bounced the 3rd and the 4th, singled in the 6th, and struck out in the 7th. He looks at a strike from Jim Crawford. That was a fastball in the outside corner. The same pitch that struck him out in the 7th inning. Down and away on the right-hand batter. McRae fouls it off. Strike 2, the count on him. 6 runs, 11 hits for the Royals. They've made no errors. The Detroiters have 3 runs on 9 hits, and they've made 1 error. Brett's on deck. Here's a strike 2 delivery. McRae takes a wide one. 1 ball to 2 strikes. Outfield has to guard all the exits against McRae. He will use all the field to hit into. Stands very deep and likes to move into the pitch. Time called at the plate. He steps out for a moment. Now resettles himself. Here's the pitch by Crawford. Swung on and fouled away. This one to the right field side upstairs. Don't forget the scoreboard show when the game's over. All the scores and details of the Major League activity of the afternoon. Here's the 1-2 pitch now. McRae swings, and there's a bounding ball to Thompson. Good stop. Makes the play on the distance side, retired. Crawford again puts him down 1-2-3. We go to the Tiger 9th inning at Tiger Stadium, and the score, the Royals 6, Detroit 3.
Hello, J.P. McCarthy here, inviting all you baseball fans to join us for a great day of golf. For a great day, really. The 6th annual J.P. McCarthy Police Athletic League Golf Invitational out at the magnificent Walbeek Golf and Country Club in Bloomfield Township on Long Lake Road between Franklin and Middle Belt Roads. We will have 46 of the top touring golf professionals on hand, including Tom Watson, Hubert Green, Lanny Watkins, Jerry Hurd, Doug Sanders, Chichi Rodriguez, so many others, along with former President Jerry Ford, who makes his first appearance in Detroit since he was the President of the United States, old friend Jackie Gleason, Joe Garagiola, and many, many surprises, too.
You help cops help kids when you pay your $10. It costs you $12 the day of the tournament. You can get tickets all over the place at Hudson Stores, Ward's, JCPenney's, Capper & Capper, Detroit Bank Corporation Banks, your friendly life insurance agent, and at the Lindell AC, too.
Ninth inning on tap. The Tigers need some runs. They trail by 3 of them, 6-3, and Trammell will lead it off against Leonard, who has gone all the way for the Royals. The Tigers getting a run in the first, one in the third, and one in the seventh. 2 of those runs out of homers by Thompson and Kemp. The other one on a single by Thompson. Trammell takes a strike as the last half of the ninth gets started. Allen has bounced to short, fouled to first, and singled. 1 for 3 for the rookie shortstop. Leonard winds and pitches. There's a foul ball up this way, right above it. That one might have hit the gutter right above it. Strike 2, the count on Trammell. Leonard ready, winds and pitches. It is a ball in too close, 1-2 the count. That Milwaukee game is now in the 8th inning, and Milwaukee has a 5-0 lead over Toronto. Trammell takes a strike, and he's out of there. He started the swing. The pitch fooled him. He checked off, and it was over for a strike call. Oh, the last 5 have gone down in order against Mr. Leonard. Mr. Whitaker stepping in now. Lou Whitaker with a single in 4 turns. Singled his first time up. Batting left-handed, he takes the ball outside. 6 strikeouts for Leonard. 6-3, Kansas City leading, 9th inning. It's a fastball in close, 2-0, the count on Whitaker. He'll be followed by Kemper and Staub. Leonard ready, winds and delivers. Strike, call, fastball ever high, 2-1. Wind blowing out from the plate toward the outfield. Whitaker swings and fouls it back out of play. 2-2 on Lou. Didn't like that ball that McKean put in play for him. He wants another one. Thank you, Chickens play again tomorrow on VFW Day at 1:30. Whitaker gets the fine ball to Fred. He gobbles it up for the first. Got him. Brett to Lecoq, third to first. There are 2 down in the second inning, and that leaves it up to Steve Kemp. Tomorrow it'll be Steve Baker against Larry Gura, the left-handed. Baker, right-handed for the Tigers, 1-0. Gura has won 3 and lost 1 for the Royals. Kemp has doubled, hit a home run, singled, and the last hand up struck out. Left-hand batting outfielder, Steve Kemp at the plate. Royals lead the Tigers 6-3, 9th inning. Here's a fastball high for a ball. He checks his swing. Leonard ready. Pitching. There's a fly ball to center. Good in the game. Wilson coming over, going back a little bit. He's there. He has it. And the Royals even the series of a Saturday afternoon victory. In the 9th inning, the Tigers are out 1-3. The final score, Kansas City 6 and Detroit 3.